Hey, Teamjesh here, and today we're going to talk about my top 10 fantasy quarterbacks for the rest of the season. Now, if this is your first time here and you want to win your fantasy football league or like NBA or NFL related content, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out. Now, today's common question of the day is an easy one. Who is your favorite quarterback? Now, I like Tom Brady, but watching Lamar Jackson this year, he's been really fun. And he reminds me a lot of Michael Vick, and Michael Vick's my favorite quarterback of all time. So let's start off with number 10 in Tom Brady. Now, I do have my worries about Tom Brady, which is why he's not higher up on the list. The Patriots just game manage throughout the entire game. They run the ball. They have a lot of short yardage plays, when Julian Edelman in the slot. Sometimes they'll throw it deep to Philip Dorsett. But I think they're really going to miss out on Josh Gordon. He was their only real vertical threat. I don't really consider Philip Dorsett that reliable, but they did get N'Keal Harry back off the IR, so maybe he'll chime in a little bit. But their offense is just not dynamic enough for Tom Brady to be a top 5 quarterback. He barely makes the top 10 for me. Moving on to number 9, we got Jameis Winston. Say what you want about his turnovers, but Winston always produces. I think he had a game with 5 intos and a fumble, and he still had 400 yards. That's just crazy. Now, Winston is going to be down a lot, which is going to make him throw the ball more and more. Plus, their run game sucks. Ronald Jones, Peyton Barber, whichever one you want, they both suck. Their run game sucks. They're just going to throw. He does have 2 crazy elite wide receivers in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I think they're 2 top 5 right now. Currently the top 5 wide receivers. Winston should put up good numbers for the rest of the way. Now at number 8, we have Colin Murphy. And this kid can run the ball. He's been running it more and more often, getting more comfortable in the Arizona offense, learning the plays a little bit better, and just using his legs. And that's what's really been helping his fantasy value. Arizona also doesn't turn the ball over much, which also helps him out. His wide receivers aren't incredibly talented. He does have Christian Kirk, Larry Fitzgerald. They're very capable wide receivers. They'll definitely help him try to finish up in the top 10 quarterback. Moving on to number 7, we have another quarterback that can make plays on the ground and through the air in Dak Prescott. He does also have a talented wide receiver in Amari Cooper and an elite running back in Ezekiel Elliott. What really helps Dak out is he really doesn't turn the ball over at all, barely if even then, and he has one of the highest completion rates in the NFL. All of this combined, Dak should be in for another top 10 finish this year in fantasy football. Now, at 6, we have Matt Ryan. The Falcons' defense is just atrocious. It's really bad. They're always down. They're going to have to throw the ball all the time. Now, luckily for Matt Ryan, he has Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Austin Hooper. However, Austin Hooper is going to miss a couple of weeks, which does hurt him a little bit. But Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley should carry the slack and help Matty Ice finish strong this year as well. I know what you're thinking. Aaron Rodgers at number 5. But that just shows how deep the quarterback position is this year. Devontae Adams is finally back. The offense has really been looking kind of shaky without him, even though Aaron Jones has been running for like 3 touchdowns every other game, it seems. But now he's finally back. He's finally healthy. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a full offensive arsenal in front of him. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of my generation, at least, and I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. Now, these 4 quarterbacks, I kind of have them on a tier of their own. Starting off with Deshaun Watson. If he had an offensive line, he would be the best quarterback in the NFL. Unfortunately, he does not, and he's always getting sacked. He's always getting pressured. It's just, he's always on the run from one kind of defensive lineman. Now, he does have an elite wide receiver option in DeAndre Hopkins, and other capable wide receivers like Kenny Stills, Will Fuller, Kiki Kuti, or is it Cutie? I don't know. I call him Kiki Kuti. And he should be in line for another strong fantasy finish. Moving on to number 3, Russell Wilson. And man, what a year he has been having. An MVP-like season. Did you guys see that game against San Francisco? It was crazy. Now, this is the first time in Wilson's career that the Seahawks are depending more on offense than they are on defense. Now, that's really been showing in Wilson's numbers. And they just got another offensive threat in Josh Gordon. Along with Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, they're going to put up some serious numbers. And he has Chris Carson to run the ball in short downtime. That Seahawks offense is kind of stacked. Look for Russell Wilson to finish up the year at least as a top 4 quarterback. At number 2, we have Patrick Mahomes. And this guy is just a beast. The plays that he makes, the throws that he makes, he can find a wide receiver open with just a little bit of room. And the Chiefs did really well to build around him, bringing in, well, they had Tyreek Hill already, but bringing in players like LaShawn McCoy, bringing in Mecole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, very deep threat-oriented, vertical threat players, along with Travis Kelce, who's been huge for them for, 2-3 seasons now. The Chiefs are going to be here for a while. And as long as Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback, they're going to be a real fantasy threat as well as a threat in the NFL. And finally, the number one quarterback for the rest of the season, Lamar Jackson. Like I said before, he's been incredibly fun to watch. The way he runs the ball, it's really like he's playing a video game out there. And even if he's having trouble throwing the ball, he's going to run 100 yards. If he's having trouble running the ball, he's going to throw 400 yards. It's just pick your poison with Lamar Jackson these days. Right now, he's the number one quarterback, and I really do not see that slowing down anytime soon. I think he's going to be the number one quarterback this year, and he may even be the number one quarterback next year and the year after and the year after, the way he's been running the ball and throwing the ball. Now, I hope you enjoyed my top 10 fantasy quarterbacks for the rest of the season. Now, I will be posting running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and defenses later on, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. See you soon.